Welcome back to Snowrunner, everyone. We are here today, back in our little scout. We left it here up at the watchtower. You can see some moon rays, actually. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We're back up here on top of the mountain. I think today is a good time to run around, and we are going to grab the upgrade parts that we have missed out on. We are getting ready to get to Smithdale Dam. We have a Dyson Diesel mission here, not a drill. And to get the oil rig drill, you actually have to go to Smithdale Dam. So I think today's episode is going to be the scout getting these upgrade parts and maybe venturing over into Smithdale Dam and trying to get some more side stuff done. So we are going to travel down the mountain here. We'll come across. I would like to go down and get that part before we have to grab fuel. So we're going to try. So this is going to be the upgrade part we're going to be shooting for. So let's get started. I guess we should turn our headlights on. Uh-oh. New plan of attack? Let's go this way. See if this helps. Yeah, there we go. The International Scout triumphs once again. Should probably just leave it in all-wheel drive going through all the mud and stuff, especially with highway tires on it. Highway tires do not really do us any favors on these roads. There is a left turn coming up here. There it is. This upgrade part we're after, you do have to go through some softer, muddy water and stuff, so I'm really hoping that the International Scout will be able to pull this off, but I'm honestly not sure if we're going to be able to do this, especially without upgrading the truck at all. We haven't put any tires on it. Like a set of tires would probably be completely fine, but because we haven't put tires on it or anything like that, that's where it becomes a little bit on the iffy side. I would like to reach rank 6, that way we can at least have all-terrain tires for our GMC before we consider moving to the region, because running around with highway tires is less than ideal, especially if we jump onto basically any other map. The roads start becoming very much less, so, you know, Alaska, all the snow and everything, so... That is kind of the hope. I would like to be at least level 6 before we adventure off that way to go check everything out. And this will be our exit off the highway. We're gonna go down this mountain here. Is this the first person, maybe? Maybe not. The roof is very narrow. I kind of think that I've been able to do this with the Chevy pickup. So the Scout should, in theory, be able to do it better. The Scout is taller, it has better ground clearance, it has a diff lock So in theory, it should be able to truck through mud and everything better. Or apparently not at all. Oh, we may be in trouble here. We're starting to get swept away. Oh, I think we may have found some higher ground. Come on, Scout. I believe in you. I almost didn't believe in you, but I do now. Oh, we get our front tires out of the mud. Can we get the rest? We can. Oh my goodness, that was a close call. I was a little afraid we were... Oh my god, that is a big rock we just drove up on. But I was a little afraid we were about to lose our scout down the river there. So that was quite the adventure. Oh my goodness. Alright, so this is an SI V6 2100T, a modification of a popular engine. And this will fit our GMC. I hope this has a little bit more power than the engine we have. That could help us get through some stuff, so... Oh my goodness, this is like almost eerie. It's kind of like lightly foggy and stuff. Like I almost feel like there should be some howling wolves right now. Alright. I am... How much damage did we take? Oh my goodness. Our engine is starting to hurt a little bit. 74 out of 100. So, let's see if we can get ourselves back through that mess that we just found ourselves in. Need to try and find the most shallow spot once again. I mean, obviously our track is probably the best, but I'm a little nervous cutting through it. Let's see if we can do this really easily and maybe get some more traction. There we go. That actually went a lot better than I was just afraid of. When it stopped dead in its tracks in the water, I definitely had a moment of panic there, thinking we weren't gonna make it. But the Scout has shown... Oof! More engine damage. Has shown that she will not be tamed. She will show everyone what is up. I hope this is... I think this is where we came down. Yeah, this looks right. Need to take this kind of easy. I think we got some dips here. Don't wanna flip coming up. There we go. Alright. And there we go. The hardest part is out of the way. Now we just have to get to the fuel station. We're looking a little bit on the low side. And then go collect that last part. It's disappointing. I was really hoping we would get the GMC upgrade for the diff lock. I don't actually remember all of the upgrade locations. I remember just a couple of like important ones that I always kind of like grab. Like I know the next one we're gonna grab is the Snowrunner gearbox. I, however, can't remember if it's for the semi-trucks or for our scout vehicles. So there's that going on. And then, yeah, I can't remember basically where any of the other upgrade parts that I kind of want are. Other than, sorry, the last one would definitely be the Fleet Star raised suspension upgrade. It's actually a hidden upgrade part that can be found just outside the lumber mill. So that would be another thing that maybe possibly to grab if we have to use the Fleet Star as like a rescue vehicle. Would be nice to be able to get it up out of the mud a little bit. So probably going to grab that too. It's a little unfortunate because our upgrade part would be down that road that we were just past to our right, but we need to grab some fuel before we take a trip that way. Otherwise we're going to run out of fuel and we're going to be in a swamp. Alright, we'll utilize our free fuel for this guy. Even though in all reality, this would be diesel fuel, not petro fuel. There we go. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful looking, isn't it? They really did a good job with the environment on this game. The graphics are very aesthetically pleasing. Alright, and here we are, Snowrunner. It is for the scout vehicles. Alright. Very useful upgrade for sure. It does make you burn more fuel, so it can be argued if it's actually a good investment or not, I guess. So, I've always used it on a scout vehicle. I've never not used it, just because, especially in hard mode, they take away the ability to use your diff lock unless you're in a low gear. So the Snowrunner gearbox gives you access to a bow low and a high low. And the high low is, honestly, it's a nice cruising speed and everything. So it works out pretty good. I can't believe I'm stuck on this tree. I got through here just fine. You're gonna make me work for it to get out? That's just rude. But yeah, so it is super useful. It's a way to maintain control a little bit too, I've noticed. It doesn't sit there and try to shift gears on you. And it's a fast enough pace to actually get you through stuff, so can be very beneficial. So, alright. We are gonna head on towards town. And then we will grab our GMC, and we are going to start on our Not a Drill contract. For that, I'm thinking that we're just going to throw the saddle low on it, and then grab our semi-flatbed trailer, because we need 2 things of metal beams, which is 2 slots each, so that'll fit on that trailer. Rather than putting a sideboard bed on it, hooking up a trailer, bring it over, because the oil rig drill is also going to require that trailer. So I think it is just best if we use the trailer from the get-go. And I do believe all of our kind of upgrades, like our engine upgrades, our raised suspension for this little scout truck, that is all in the Smithdale Dam. There's also a truck in the Smithdale Dam I would love to unlock. It's the White Western Star. It's pretty easily my second favorite truck in this game. I love the old school look of it. It's an older school kind of semi, and it's very capable. I've used it so much. But that's kind of the issue, is I have used it so much, and I would like to try using just a different fleet of vehicles in this particular playthrough, just for my own kind of amusement and a little bit of a fresher start. no idea how these vehicles handle or anything like that. Like, this is the most I've ever used this Scout, and I'm actually rather enjoying it. I'm kind of annoyed that I never used it before. The biggest thing for me is just the longevity, like how long this vehicle can actually last before it needs a refuel. The Chevy is kind of quoted as the best one for it, as long as you don't put the V8 engine in it. Gets the most range because it gets like the spare fuel rack and everything. And I find once you do the spare rack and stuff on this one, or I don't find, sorry, I've read about it, and people say that this thing gets very tippier than it already is. So alright, here we are back in town. We're gonna park the Scout over with the Chev. How you doing, old girl? Hope they're not picking on you too much over here. Alright, and there we go. The Scout's looking... Yeah, you can see, look at how much ground clearance difference that these two vehicles have compared to one another. Can we... The tread pattern on these tires actually looks very similar. So, they might be the same tire. So, the Scout, look at that, whole front corner's punched in a little bit. Oh, look at that, the driver watches you. He's like, hey, what's happening, buddy? You creeping me out, man. Stop watching me. I'm looking at the vehicle. Husky on the license plate. Alright, that's enough messing around with that. Okay, onward to the GMC. So, she's a little bit of a hurting unit. Look at that. You got some marks on the tires. Looks like the tires might have taken a little bit of damage. You got the rear fender. It took some damage. The grill and bumper have taken some damage. She's hurting a little bit. Alright, how much fuel do we have in this girl? Quite a few bits. So we're going to head back to the garage, and we are going to grab ourselves the saddle low, and we'll get going on this next mission for Dyson Diesel. So. We're here at the gas station now, and I just about drove through, but I decided that it might be best just to throw a quick fuel up in, just to make sure we've got enough fuel to get everywhere we need to go. And I had a thought. I realized that with the saddle high on, I could have actually hauled that construction trailer down here, and then I wouldn't have had to have pulled it that far again. It's a minor thought, but it is something I realized that could have planned out a little bit better, so... Alright, we're back at the garage now. We're looking for our saddle low. There it is. Got $14,000. Do we want to throw any upgrades on? I don't really have anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these UHD2s are actually the best traction in mud. You generally look for the more aggressive version of the tire. Have the raised. We could put an off-road gearbox in it. And oh yeah, there was an engine upgrade. So it does actually make... So it's a modified version of Popular Engine. It does increase power, reliability, and acceleration at the cost of fuel efficiency. That's an interesting thought. I don't understand. It says that we're getting... Oh, so we'll burn a little more fuel. Let's try it out. Alright, I pulled off the rear fenders because I have heard that they can sometimes cause you more problems. They can get caught on the mud and stuff like that, and apparently can make it a little bit more difficult for you. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I decided to do it anyways, and I took the external horns off the top of the truck. I'm not a huge fan of them. So... And then we have our newer engine upgrades, so she looks like she's ripping pretty good. We kind of caught up on our side wheels coming around that corner there, so we definitely seem to have more power. Alright, so here we are, back in town. We're gonna back up and hook up to our flatbed trailer here. Should never load onto a trailer this way. You're always supposed to go straight on, but this is a video game, so we don't mind. We are gonna remove this cargo. So something I actually just realized that I had forgotten was we forgot to put our crane back on the truck. So we are gonna have to pay the good folks over here at the warehouse a small fee to load the trailer up for us, get them to bring their forklift out and load it on for us. It's gonna cost us about $300 to load up, which is unfortunate, but that's just going to be what we have to do. So there we go. 2 loads of metal beams. So my plan for the drilling site here. Now, this is a really interesting mission. So my very first time playing this, I tried to cut down through this path right here. And this right here is where you're going to end up losing your load a lot of the time. You can cut through here. And then you make this wooden bridge for a couple of wooden planks. It's not a big deal at all. And then you cut across into the drilling rig, and then that's fine. But it can be a little bit of a hassle trying to get through all the mud and stuff. And like I said, this area right here can be really nasty. And I've got the metal beams which are over here. So the next thing that I have done in the past is I've come down here and I've gone over. This is actually a road right here. You can take this up the hill and then come cut across and straight in. That would be the shortest, fastest route. The issue is this hill is actually really steep. And if the trailer gets stuck or hung up or anything like that, you can't really make it up the hill anymore. So what I usually opt for now is I take the road out of town and I come and I go all the way around and then you cut through the marsh here and then across the river and then in. So we do not have the construction trailer, so I think we're going to try our pathway over by the lumber mill this time. The construction rig trailer is big and heavy, and it's low to the ground, so it gets hung up really easy. And that's kind of why I say, as I ended up spending, I think, 2 or 3 hours once with that construction rig trailer stuck there, and I was doing everything I could to try and tug and pull it out, and it was not a good time. I did end up hearing that apparently a lot of people on Reddit, I guess, were saying that they were all having issues with this mission. It's an awkward trailer to pull, for sure. Oh, we're hopping. Look at that front end just go. Alright, so here we are. This is the hill. So we're gonna try and line this up so that way when we start going up the hill, the trailer is as straight as possible. So that is kind of the goal here. Put all-wheel drive on and let's give her everything she's got. Ah, so close. Come on, girl. Alright, we're gonna cheat a little bit here, because games don't usually... You can't really do this in real life, but, well, I guess you can. You can, it would be called a come-along, and you would hook it up. You would need 2 people for this, for sure, but you would hook it up like the rear end of your truck or something to it, and then you would use the come along and you would pull it down or help pull it over or something. So technically you could not think of it as a winch, think of it as a come along, but that is all we needed, just a little bit of extra momentum to help get the trailer up over the crest of that hill. Man, we were so close. I'm kind of disappointed that that happened the way it did. So this here's kind of the reason I also picked this trail, is because this is where the upgrade part for the Fleet Star that I was talking about, the raised suspension, is. It's just on the other side of this creek, right there. So I'm going to grab that while we're over here. There we go, raised suspension, perfect. Available for purchase and install. Alright, so here we are at the drilling site, ready to start putting some stuff up, and this can be a very nasty area. I have gotten a couple trucks stuck in this mud if you're not careful where you pick to put it. So we will try to stay out of the super wet the best we can. Alright, and here we go. Alright, frame built. Let's go collect that oil rig drill. We're going to take the path off to through the swamp that I was originally talking about. We're going to use this path. This will be the path we take for the next 2 deliveries, because the oil rig drill, it just makes the most sense. It's closest that way, and then the construction semi-trailer, it just makes the most sense because it's the least problematic. Oh my goodness. This road can be so bouncy, and my camera angles are all over the place. There we go. I am debating on, there's a garage right beside where we are going to collect the oil rig drill from. Now, I'm kind of debating. We could stop by the garage and throw the crane back on. But the crane increases weight, which can affect how easily you get through some stuff. So I'm wondering if we just kind of bite that bullet and let the companies load up for us. It sucks because obviously you kind of want that extra. It's going to be about $450 that we're going to be losing out on if we load the oil rig drill with them. But if we put the crane on, then we will only have spent $300. So that might not seem like much in the first, at the time, right? You're like, oh, what's $400 when you're going to be making $7,000? Like, oh no. But when you do that enough, like 400, you do 2 of these jobs, that's $800. So there's $1,000 gone, kind of thing, right? So it's something to think about for sure. And then obviously when you start paying for the fuel, that's the other side to that coin. You know, $400 is basically how much it'll cost to probably fill this truck's tank. And as you get into the later maps, fuel prices become absolutely atrocious. Like right now, I think it's anywhere from $2 to $3 a liter, which is absolutely insane to begin with. But when you get to more remote locations and stuff, they can get up to like $7 a liter. So you've got a 200-liter tank, $7 a liter. That's like what, $1,400 to fill the whole thing? Is that 140? Might be 140. I think it's $1,400. 7 times 0 would be plus the 2. Yeah, that should be 1,400. That shouldn't be bad math. I second guessed myself there. Alright, here we are. Smithdale Dam. The loading screen, the truck you see on the loading screen when you travel here, that's the White Western Star I was talking about earlier. Alright, Wolf Grip Factory. Here we are. We are going to require some of your guys' assistance today to get this oil rig drill loaded up. Alright, so service spare parts vehicle, and there it is. Requires a 5 slots. Takes up the whole trailer, and there she is. So now we just got to bring her over to the oil rig drill and then get that construction trailer down. And that will be a job well done, everyone. So let's not speak too soon, though. Hopefully things go relatively smoothly and we don't have too many accidents. Really sucks that we're only halfway through this mission, this delivery. We still have to go all the way back up to the top of the map and pick up that trailer and do this particular trip once more. And that's gonna suck because it's gonna be a bigger and heavier trailer in this thing. Obviously you guys are seeing like it's doing it, but it's some slow going. Oh, we are getting very low on fuel. That's not good. Hopefully we can get around this barrier over here relatively easily. All right. And that is a drill dropped off. So we have 18% fuel left. I'm wondering, would it be best to just cut through to the lumber mill and then over into town? How much fuel we got? We got 44 liters yet left. That is so little. I would like to take the trailer back, but it might be more fuel efficient to just leave it here. But I don't want it to be in the way, because if we lose any momentum coming through here with the construction trailer, that could cause some problems. So we are just gonna go the longer way and hope we can make it. We do have the pickup and the scout kind of close by, so they can come by and drop off some fuel if need be. Would like to get the spare fuel carrier attachment for the scout so we could refill without taking it out of the scout's gas tank. That would be nice. Come on. Is it really muddy here? It's hard to tell in the dark. You just know you just start spinning. Come on, GM, you can make it. You can make it up this hill. Just try not to burn too much fuel doing it. I'm gonna kick it off into two-wheel drive, hopefully, as soon as we can. I keep saying two-wheel. It's not two-wheel, it's just rear-wheel drive. Because there's still technically two axles back there. There it is. Should be able to get through. Coming in kind of hot, but we kind of have to. We're probably down in the last 20 liters or so of our tank, but we did make it. So, oh, look at that. I was almost right on. That's awesome. Perfect. So we're gonna refuel her here. We're gonna drop this trailer, and then we have to go back to the garage, grab our saddle high, and then go grab the construction rig trailer. Alright, and here we are back at the garage once again. Grab our saddle high, and we are ready to tackle the next one. And of course, we're working through the night again. We're gonna be hauling the biggest trailer, and we're gonna be doing it at night. So that'll be fun. Alright. Cut through on the grass side here. This hill can be nasty with the bigger rocks, but this thing's got nice and lots of lift, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. The Fleet Star, even with race suspension, is still incredibly low to the ground. The White Western Star is actually pretty similar as well. Very low trucks. Good hauling, but low ground clearance. Oh, I should have stuck to the right there. Instead, we drove straight through the mud. This truck takes so much suspension damage. It's kind of crazy. I think it's a mixture of speed. Like, this thing is, like I had mentioned before, one of the fastest trucks. And I think that speed really is a hindrance sometimes. So, anyways, here we are. We are at the trailer, ready to get it going. Look at how high up that is. Oh, this is not going to be good. It's gonna be so low. There it is. Alright, we are hooked up and we are ready to go. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take a quick 5-minute break. So I totally left this running. Without further ado, let's get our job started. The sun is up and we are ready to get this job going. So yeah, you can see this is where this trailer becomes a huge issue, is that side railing on the side of the trailer. Plus, you can see how long it is and how big and awkward it is to drive with. So you just have to make sure you take your corners nice and wide and always account for what's the technical term? Why can't I remember it now? The track. Basically, your rear track, because your front tires will always turn sharper than your rear track, so you have to keep your rear track in mind. You have to keep that in mind when you just drive one of these trucks in general. You have to, because they don't turn like a car. Take this kind of wide. There's a railing here. This can be kind of sketchy. So take that nice and wide that way. We're gonna ride the bank a little bit here. Let's see if we can get a better camera angle for this. Yeah, we're like hugging it right now. Oh, that's some good driving right there. Unfortunately, there's, I don't think, anything I can do about this one. It is going to rub up against these rocks. I'll try to keep it over the best I can. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe we're good. There's a pole there that I'm not going to be able to mess with. There we go. It's kind of interesting too, because on one of these construction rig trailers, that balcony would actually just fold up onto the trailer itself. We work with these in my job, and that's how you would do it. You wouldn't leave the balcony out like that. So it's rather interesting in this game that they do that to you. It's obviously for a little bit of a challenge, right? Becomes a little bit more annoying. You catch it on one of these poles or something, and you gotta refigure it out. So. Oh, this hill looks steep. Hopefully we've got enough gumption to get up. Oof. Oh, she's finding it. Come on, old girl. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I know you can. And there we are. Finally. Oh, double tap that. Alright, we got another tight corner here. So we are going to do our best, and we'll see what we can get done. Almost wonder if I should have jumped up over those rocks. All-wheel drive. There it goes. I'm gonna try and keep it off of the wall the best we can, and there it is. Nicely done. I hate a stubborn bugger. Come on. There we go. A little more traction. You can just see the airflow in front of the front end. It's just sucking as hard as it can. Again, I kind of wish there was weight values and stuff when you're loading up and hooking up to trailers. I'd love to know how much this weighs. 'Cause it's a pretty big trailer for sure. Like all those lights and everything, they'd be put down. So seeing it all up like that, it's kind of silly. And here we are at the gas station. We're finally ready to grab some fuel. Hopefully we're not too low. Let's see what we're at. Oh, about half a tank. Wasn't too bad, eh? Alright. There we are. Let's get the last part of this job done. Let's get on with it. This is such a long mission. When you first are doing it, it's just long regardless. And unfortunately, with the path we are taking, we are making the mission even longer. I don't know if taking those shortcuts would actually be faster, because a lot of people run into problems with it. getting stuck in the mud or not quite enough traction, and whole 9 yards. But this way, like, you generally don't run into any real issues. There's a couple of rough spots, but it is such a long drive, so it makes me wonder if it's actually the fastest way. I mean, if you get to better truck, then you can probably pull this trailer a bit easier. The Pacific P16, if you... Whoa, what was that? That was interesting. But the P16, when you unlock that truck, it's quite the machine, very capable, and it handles this trailer like it looks like it was built for this trailer because it's just so big already. But it's a lot of work to unlock it, and we're just not quite there yet, and just kind of going for the challenge right now of doing this with a lesser capable truck. There will be lots of time. Oh, I was in four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive that whole time. Oh, I think we're gonna... Yeah, we just nicked that barrier. So this is gonna be one of our first problem areas. We can try to cut through the water crossing, but it's pretty steep, so we'll probably get hung up. The best thing to do is probably going to be go through this side path, and I actually just remembered that we kind of left a trailer in the way, so we might have to disconnect and then pull it out of the way. So hopefully this isn't too bad. Here we go. Oh, and of course it's raining as we hit the mud. That's just horrible. Yeah, this guy's like right in the center. Maybe we can go around like this. God, what an ignorant person to put a trailer there. Who does that? Huh? It's okay, we're fine. We're fine, it's fine. No problem. We'll work around it. All those lamps would totally be caught in that light post right there. No, not light post. Telephone wires. Look at this. Can I go through them again? Oh, we're all over the place. Pay attention to the road. We're gonna do some first person. Focus up a little bit. It is a stormy, murky day here in Michigan, in Black River. Oh look, it's our favorite spot where we flipped. Hey, Fleet Star, haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, probably took that corner too sharp. Yeah, you can see the railing. I think the railing was rubbing up on that pole a little bit. So. I love watching these things just plow through the mud and everything. In a way, it's very relaxing, but it's also so stressful. So, I've been contemplating the idea of actually customizing our trucks, like paint jobs and stickers and stuff. I'm not too sure what I want to do yet with that. But I was thinking we could pick a sticker for like our company logo and throw it on all of our vehicles, was kind of a thought I was having. Or mean, you could do a paint scheme color as well, but I kind of like having different colored vehicles. But then part of me almost wants to leave the trucks completely as they are when you get them. Just maybe throw in a different engine upgrade or tires and stuff and just leave them the way you find them. Thought that that could be kind of fun. Alright, this is a nasty corner. We are definitely going to be rubbing that pole. Jackknife for a little bit. That actually went a fair bit smoother than I was expecting. Alright, this is a spot that can be kind of a problem for a lot of people. The rocks can get hung up underneath the trailer, and without a diff lock, this makes this actually a lot trickier. So we're gonna do our best and hope. Another thing is this truck is quite a bit higher than the Fleet Star, so the trailer itself naturally will sit a little higher, so it's less likely to get caught on those rocks. So yeah, that worked out perfectly. Looks like some of that dark fogginess has gone away a little bit, so... And we're taking out power lines again. Just cutting the road wider. Alright, let's throw our all-wheel drive on and hope for the best. I do think we'll be okay. I'm just a little bit nervous about the tire situation, because I do feel like the Fleet Star still had better traction even with the highway tires. And I do feel like this thing is lacking a little bit there. As a actual highway truck, it might have had actual highway tires on it, versus the Fleet Star is supposed to be kind of your first off-road kind of vehicle. So it might literally just be a difference in tires. If the Fleet Star had the same size tires, we'd almost pull them off, but then we would have to buy new tires anyways to put on this thing. So, or one of them, someone needs tires. It's too bad you can't just jack them up, take the tires off, and then just leave it without tires for a bit. I mean, in reality, you'd be able to do that. Oh, getting kind of close to that tree. Need to hug a little more over. And then this stupid sharp corner, we got some work to do for sure. Try to squeak into this stump here. Run into a tree. And then we're gonna hug as far over as we can. So these rocks are gonna be a problem, and there's a stump there. Of course there's a stump there. There's always a stump. Oh, we're gonna make it? Oh my goodness. I must say, my driving is kind of on point today. I'm feeling a lot better about a lot of those turns. You can just see the tires are still just working their butts off to try and maintain traction. Or just maintain movement, I guess. Some pretty deep water when you think about it. These are what, 43-inch tires? I don't know how many people know, but like a standard truck tire, like on your pickup, if you own one, they're going to be roughly 31 inches, maybe 32 inches. So you have to think a tire 10 inches bigger than what's on a standard pickup. Even if you lift your truck up and put bigger tires on, a lot of people go 35, maybe 38. You're still going up bigger than that. So, I mean, obviously, most people have driven beside a semi-truck, so we have a pretty good idea on how big their tires actually are. And that water was taking up like 90% of the tires. So that's like 40 inches deep, which is almost, I think that's over 3 feet. That'd be 3.5 maybe or so. Alright, so this can be kind of a troublesome thing because of all these little humps here. We don't want to get the trailer hung up on them, but we also don't want to get too much into the mud because then we won't have traction. So, like I said though, the lifted aspect of this truck might be a huge saving grace because the trailer is going to sit just that much higher. So all we've got to do is get nosed in, and there we go. Mission complete. We're back in business. Let's spin up those drills. Much appreciated. $7,450. Oh my goodness. What a job. That took a long time to do, but we got her done. So that will be all for today's episode. Oh, I've been sitting here for so long now, it feels like. Alright, well, that mission's well done. So in our next episode, we will be tackling some Smithdale Dam stuff. We're going to bring the Scout over. We'll bring this truck over, and we'll get them ready to go in the next area. And yeah, that's going to be the plan. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Hope you all have a great day, and catch you in the next one. Peace out.